Steve Jobs died, bro. Get over your Apple products.
Gotta have the blue bubbles.
What's with the blue bubbles? Why do I get so much hate because I have a green bubble?
It's easier to communicate with blue bubbles.
How is it? Like, how's the difference on the...
Well, right now I try to rename our group that we're in together as three, and I couldn't rename it. I didn't know why, but it's because your bubbles are green. If you had an Apple phone, it'd rename. We could have a cool name for our group.
Seems like your phone's color stereotyping me.
That's the right way to go about it in 2022, I guess.
2022, bro. I feel like, what? Hey, I like the green. There's a green on the Mexican flag.
Oh, nothing wrong with it at all. Mine goes green when I don't have any service.
I don't know, man. Apple's interesting. I have all Samsung products.
Really?
Yeah.
I use Apple, but got used to it. But I think Samsung's a good product too. I mean, the only sad thing is, to begin with, Samsung actually has have a greater sympathy for the death of Stephen Jobs. All of a sudden, they feel like they have nothing to copy anymore.
Wow.
That's mean, man.
That's mean. That's wow.
That's mean. But that was not my statement. That statement actually made by the Korean guy I hired when he was 3 years old. He came to the U.S. from Korea, and he was one of my project managers to develop a web product, and he was laughing. Oh, the goddamn Samsung will have nobody to follow and copy. But that's no longer the same. Right now, Samsung has a lot of their own creativity.
I love it. They probably stole all the people from Apple.
Maybe. So what? It's a so-called free market. Everybody can choose whom to work with and how to get paid.
Yeah, I forgot what I forgot what book I was reading, but they were talking about disruptors in the industry and how, I think it was Nokia, when the keyboard flipped to being on purely touchscreen, and how the guy who was running Nokia laughed at the idea. But because they wouldn't switch and he wanted to have the physical keyboard, it ran him out of business.
Well, same like Kodak. Wonderful company, name brand worldwide, doing the film. And when the digital camera showed up, they laughing. Guess what? 5 years, 10 years after that, Kodak's gone.
That's like Blockbuster with Netflix. They could have bought them at what, 8 million?
Yes.
Hurts.
It just happened in 5-10 years. Boom.
It's wild to see like how the technology has like evolved in just this technology revolution that we're in. Like now to even see it in the money part, right? Which is the game you're in and the blockchain and the Web3. It's so wild to see how it is all transitioning. It's so hard to say that we're going to change the way money is interfaced, right? Like what's going to compete with the dollar, the yen, the peso? Are these like new coins that are getting developed? Are they really going to be able to compete with the traditional currency?
My opinion is maybe, maybe not. So what? If the coins right now cannot beat up the Chinese yen or the US dollar, somehow there's a new coin will pop up. Somehow this technology will be utilized to support the new dollar, the new coin, the new tokens. Somehow the technology is going to support this new stuff to run every via currency over. It's inevitable. Is this really the Ethereum coin? Is it really the Bitcoin? Is it really some popular coins or tokens in the market? Maybe, maybe not. But who cares? Right now, the business using the technology could be very good and could be gone to the trash within a year or two. But the technology state, the blockchain, the industry, the technology of blockchain will stay. Like in the internet in the early 2000, damn the goddamn internet, bankrupt everybody.
Yeah.
Is it really the internet fault? No. It's the business try to take advantage from the internet. Rush, rush, rush. This is better than go rush. Let's go rush. So guess what? Every lousy business, the moment you put a .com, they value.
Skyrocketed.
Yes, they value from nothing, but just because you have your business name plus .com. Same here. Your business name plus blockchain, your business name plus coins, tokens. All of a sudden, you're very valuable. Eventually, the dust will settle. There's a winner. The winner could be strong enough to compete with US dollar, the Chinese yen, the euro. So that's what my take. Is blockchain going to be changed? Yes. People building a lot of new stuff to put in the blockchain. But the blockchain is not new. It's more than 20 years old technology. Only because nobody using it. So in the early 90s, blockchains already exist. Nobody used it until 2008. The Bitcoin start using blockchain. Now the blockchains are all over.
Does every coin use the same blockchain, right? The same technology of just connecting all the different users, or is there a different blockchain for every different coin? Like, can you go into some depth on like how the blockchain is really created, and like, is it all one giant platform that we're all intertwined, that we're all connected to?
Wow, Tony, since when you know how ask that kind of technical questions? Damn, seems like you are learning and studying.
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
it's a very good question. Awesome. To answer your question, there's a many different blockchain. You and I can create blockchain tomorrow. The first blockchain being popular is the Bitcoin blockchain. Obviously, they are a little slow. They are running to under a bit. And later on, Ethereum took the concept of using blockchain. They create Ethereum blockchain. And then on top of Ethereum blockchain, they create smart contract. So therefore, it's a created opportunity have building new type of Bitcoin, Ethereum token, and allow us to build up non-fungible token, which is NFT. And there is a Polygon. There is a other Binance. There is Solana. All these people that are building new blockchain. By having those blockchain available, company like us, we can use Ethereum. We can choose to use Solana. We can choose to use Polkadot. Depends which is convenient or which you like to use. The reason people use other blockchain rather than Ethereum is because Ethereum have a very high gas fee. Some people use charge less gas fee. So therefore, there's a price difference. And then by building different blockchain, the different modification technology also being built in. Now, so many blockchains. Can I take advantage of all these blockchains? Yes. Some token, they use multi different blockchain. So we call cross blockchain technology also exists. So you can today, if I have the coin or token of Tony, I should say, you know what? I want to take advantage of all the blockchain available. So I want to use Ethereum. My coin can be used in Ethereum. Can also cross to.
Hold on, and before you move on, you're talking and you're referencing using the blockchain and crossing through different platforms in which you can use different blockchain technologies. But and you referenced smart contracts briefly, but what are some of the more popular uses of blockchain, and why is it more beneficial for a company to use the blockchain technology in the Web 3.0 versus doing something traditionally?
Doing traditional, there's no such word called traditional. There is a word called Web 1 1.0, Web 2.0, and Web 3.0. Now we're making our name called Web 3 guys. That's because we are more focused in Web 3.0. The reason is different is Web 1.0 for reading only.
Right.
You read, you go type in Tony, whatever company's name, boom, you can search, you read. That's already very good.
Was that when you would get the floppy disks at Target that had the AOL Running Man and they gave you?
Yes. Yes.
You had to unplug the dial-up.
Yes.
And
Yes.
plug
I
it in. You
remember
couldn't.
those.
And floppy
could-
disk.
Yeah.
I remember
Or,
those.
or later on, be a little advanced called CD.
CD. Yep. So 1.0 is just you can
Search
go in,
only,
and
read
you can
only.
read.
2.0 interactive.
Yep.
And also involve mobile. They can talk to you, you can talk to them, and you have more interactive.
And
then also mobile. Don't forget, mobile change the world.
Yeah.
3.0, you basically is try to be decentralized, not to control by Amazon, not to control by Google, not to control by Facebook. It try to decentralize, and you are your own web, your own portal. You are your own Facebook in the future. So that's why 3.0 try to decentralize, and then people do not take Tony's information and sell or do advertisement, make money. Although you go to Facebook, go to Google are free. No, 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 no. It's not free. You sold your identity. You sold
Yeah.
your
That's how we
information.
sold our soul to Google.
Yes.
Google knows everything.
Besides your body, you basically they own you everything.
Oh, they own that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way they're
You know-
able to own that is because of the server farms and them hosting a good majority of the platforms.
And they literally own our brains.
Oh,
Like
yes.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Google.
I don't know if this is true, right? But suppose, right, for the rumorville is that they hire people that can figure out algorithms for like how to interact the website so that you can have dopamine and serotonin releases similar to like you would get hits of cocaine or hits of any drug. I mean, they're all fun. So, that's probably why Instagram is so addicting. They find addictive characteristics within the platform so that the user can have those same type of feels. I mean, it does, like when you drop a post and you get 100 likes, you're like, oh yeah, I'm the man today. Right? So it's interesting how they started to own us that way.
They've also
Plus-
figured out that dopamine releases just by the scrolling motion of your finger.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That's freaking wild.
And that's why we scroll on Instagram, because it releases.
Dude, I have a hard time understanding when you say you can have your own Facebook, right? You can have, like, so are you just building your own site that people are coming to?
You go ahead.
So the way it works now is if you want to build a website, it's hosted in a server. Majority of the servers, Facebook, Google.
TonyPalayo.com.
Exactly. So that's hosted somewhere. That's hosted with Google probably. It could be hosted with someone else, but there's only a couple daddies. So a lot of them go to Google, or they can go to Facebook or Amazon. And that's where your platform is stored. So even though there's a third-party company that owns your platform, that built your website, or that hosted your website, it's still really owned by who servers it in. So it's like...
So like my website's built through GoDaddy, right? So like GoDaddy owns my website.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what servers GoDaddy uses, if they have their own or if they're on Google's or Amazon's or something. but essentially they're just paying rent at servers that someone else owns, that someone else, if the right person could see everything that's going on inside there.
Right.
So if you're at Google and you wanted to see, let's say, GoDaddy's all on Google, and you're in Google, you can go into Google, and if I worked at Google and I knew what I was doing, I could go in and see the whole platform. I could open up, I could pull up all your information. Now, it's very secure and frowned upon on doing, but this guy can go lift up your sheets, check under your underwear, and see what's going on your platform. So on something like Facebook, if it's hosted somewhere else, Facebook's not, but if it was, you could go in there and see everything.
Okay.
With on someone else's server. The way blockchain works is it's a bunch of servers put together. We're hosting, you're hosting, all these servers are hosting. Instead of it being locked down in one, it takes multiple servers to create the blockchain. So it's not all stored at one place. It's not all at Google's facility. It's not all at Facebook's facility. It's in all of us users' facility.
So like Amazon Web Services, right? That's like one of their major revenue streams now.
I think they got the FBI contract. I
don't know what they got, but they got. How about Jeff Bezos? How buff is that guy now?
I think he's up to the space right now, right?
Is he?
I don't know.
I think he took off. I don't know.
With all the TRT he's on, he's probably gonna get lats. Like he can just fly up into space. Like
Elon
that dude.
says his rocket's not designed too well. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Those guys are interesting. They have an interesting battle going on.
Well, when you have such a successful business and you got billions dollar, the earth no longer fun.
Yeah.
They want to go somewhere else. You guys are never able to reach. But I can. So that will be the mentality. Tony, you still have some years to go. When you reach to billion, multi-billion, you probably will have the same thing. I don't want to live in the earth. Damn, I want to go to the space. Find my own freaking star. Find my own Saturns or Mars.
I don't think they're gonna have Wi-Fi though, so I'm all set. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna go to Cabo. I'll just stay there. I'll send me a postcard from Mars though. When I think about you, Mr. Bryan, a lot of times I think about there's a saying that Elon Musk said when he was on Joe Rogan, and he said, "You don't want my brain. It's like rockets constantly exploding in my head." And that's probably how your brain works, huh?
I hate to say that, yes, but if nothing new to pop up in your head, probably gets very bored.
Yeah. I know for myself, like my head never stops. It could be 3 a.m. Last night I was creating a P&L at like 2:30 in the morning, and I think I stopped at 4 when my alarm rang. And do you ever get jealous of like the people who can just live, right? Like the people who can just accept it for what it is, whereas like your brain just never stops, right? Like for you, Nick, like when you're talking about earlier when you were just saying, hey, I was going from A to B to C, and now I'm in the propane, now I'm in the Web 3.0, and it's just like how do you guys manage that part of just your thought pattern?
I move and act kind of fast, and I kind of think I see things before they're coming. Not like I see far in the future, but I see things. I'm usually early on them, and sometimes I'm earlier than I should be. There's many vacations, many things I've missed out on, many things I could have done, and people call me all the time. What are you doing? I'm working. When are you going to take a day off? When are you going to take a week off? I'll take a week off when I take a week off, and I don't have to worry about taking a week off or a month off. So, I mean, the way I look at it, you put your time in early,
yeah.
The later years come. And when I was 21, 22, 23, I didn't really feel it, but now I'm going on 32 and I'm feeling things are changing, and I can look back and see like, oh, well, because I wasn't partying when I was 25 or something every single weekend. Don't get me wrong, I like to, but because I didn't go out every single weekend and it was only once a month or something, things look different now. I'm not stuck doing it every single weekend, or I'm not stuck in the same place.
Yeah. And we're in the same cohort. I just turned 32. And it definitely, when I look at the people in our age group, and it's like, the fuck are you guys doing?
Mm-hmm.
Or when they're out on Cabo or they're at a club and they got bottle service at 2 a.m. and I'm getting up to get my first workout of the day in, I'm like, it doesn't look like I work out. I work out a lot. But, and I'm like, how do these motherfuckers, like how do they do this shit? Like, how do they allow themselves to spend $2,000 on a bottle in Vegas? Like, I could never, not because I can't afford it, I can never fucking allow myself to do that.
Well, that's the power, I think, of technology and Instagram nowadays is we see things. I mean, even me, people might look at it and say like, oh, how's this guy doing this? But there's also sacrifices that are made elsewhere for other things to happen. Like personally, when I take the family out to dinner, I like to go to a nicer place. But all week long, we don't eat out. We don't eat at McDonald's. We don't go through no drive-thrus. But once or twice a month, we will go eat at a nice restaurant. And
I always wanted to go and, like, I stole this from someone, but I said I want to be able to go to a restaurant and, like, not look at the menu.
Mm-hmm.
That was always my goal. So when I finally, got to that point, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go to all the major steakhouses. So I hit Ruth Chris, Fleming's, Morton's, and Mastro's.
Shit doesn't sound like you guys regret at all.
No, it's not regret, but there's moments where you're like,
or envy someone else.
no, there's just moments where it's like, I don't know, sometimes I see people having fun, right? Like
every weekend.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do you guys do this? Like, how do you allow it?
Let me tell you the story. I read a book, and it's about Sam Walton, which is the founder of Walmart. He was so damn busy building Walmart empire, he flew all over the U.S. building the retail outlet. Obviously, he missed a lot of Parents' Day to the daughters and to the families. He missed a lot of family activities, local family or community activities. People make fun of his daughters. Oh, today's Parents' Day. Where's your father? Building Walmart? And people making fun of her, gave her a lot of so-called shit. People were so much promoting. We are having a good quality time together with the family in the swing on the swing set in the public park. And 10, 20 years bypass, 30 years bypass, the Walton family became to world richest family. They can, like you guys said, eat whatever restaurant they want to eat, travel wherever the place they want to travel, do whatever the thing they want to do. That, to me, is a quality. Instead, spending your quality time on the swing set in the public park, swing around, ha ha ha, daddy one more time. The goddamn daddy have no job and keep swing the kids.
I swing all day.
Yes. So what? First of all, it's not contribute anything, any value to the society, to the community. Second, it's not contribute any value and any quality to his own family.
Do you think in his later years, he would have felt regret over missing some parent teachers or missing quote unquote quality time with his daughter? Or do you think that he realized what he had done and said, I did the right thing and my daughter acknowledges what I did and she accepts why I sacrificed my time with her over my obsession to build her an empire?
Well, I don't know what's in his mind, but I will understand. If you want to really build a goddamn Walmart by yourself, by the team, by whatever things, you have to sacrifice.
100%.
You not only sacrifice little, you sacrifice your family, you sacrifice your life, you even sacrifice your time to spend the money you made.
I think one of the biggest bullshit things that motivational guys are going to talk about is they talk about balance in your life. What fucking balance? Like, get up at fucking 4, I go to sleep at 8 and they ain't fucking stopping between now and then. You know, you're lucky if you have time to go to the restroom and check your fucking Instagram or follow up with text messages. Is that, and for you, Mr. Bryan, that's how you probably are with building your index token, building, now that you see this opportunity. You know, you talked just before you got here about like, oh, I'm in retirement, I'm done. You're probably playing 24 holes, or what is it, 18?
18.
18 holes, but at 24 because you're retired. And now you're back. Did that obsessiveness come back with you?
No, I mean, I do believe there is opportunities. I do believe the technology create opportunity, and I also see there is a little maturity of some business concept, whatever, fit into the new technology. That's why I feel like, oh, okay, you know what? I feel a lot more fun to do this instead of go to a swing set in the public a park.
How long were you retired for?
I've been retired several times. 2000 early 2000s. I decided to retire. We retired, and I went to Hawaii for 11 times a year, and then keep doing the chasing the white little ball in the golf course.
Would $1 million idea get you back to work?
No. $1 million idea is not worth it. We looking for the B. $1 million right now, compared with 30 years ago,
Oh, no.
it doesn't mean anything
No.
anymore. Right? So if it's not billion, you don't feel like you achieve something in your life. So that's why I'm going after the billion.
How many billionaires are there?
In the world?
Yeah.
Over multi-million head counts, I guess.
I don't know this.
Go check out. Real billionaire, not the fake one, okay?
That's a lot of billionaires. What's your guess?
1,000?
How much?
1,000?
What do you think?
Over a million.
Billionaires?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. Okay, so how many? Over 100,000.
No. 2,668 billionaires.
Wow, that's all.
That's it.
Shit, you guys are. I hope we can build a big enough business. You guys belong to that 2,000 people category.
That's a unique percentage. You think they're all on a like group text? They're probably all on a WhatsApp, just like, this is how I spend my billions.
They for sure all have iPhones and they're all in one group chat.
For sure they don't all, none of them have blue, what is it, green bubbles or blue bubbles? Blue bubbles?
Blue bubbles.
I think if people who invest Bitcoin in the early stage, they don't need to sell, then they don't need to do anything. And if you want to buy a little bit, I mean, they may be still going down a little bit. So what? When everybody making money from Bitcoin, at that time, we all need to be worried.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is very natural. We went through the stock crash and the real estate crash 2008. This time maybe more serious than.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is when you get a shift in wealth.
Yes. You redeck
Yep.
your car, and then you shuffle, you redeck, and then everybody have a new car to deal with. Otherwise, the same old. How can you have opportunities?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's typically a 10-year cycle, right? That we all go through, that the economy goes through.
I don't know. 10 years still exists. Doesn't matter. 10 years, 8 years, or 12 years. I don't care anymore. I think with the technology, with the business growing like that, with the pandemic all of a sudden hit to the whole world, the 10-year cycle, the 15-year cycles no longer exist. Deal with it. Even the 5-year cycle, so what? Deal with it. We can't kill ourselves just because downsizing or something went down or index lousy.
But you're telling people to pivot. You're telling people to be able to react and adjust. But I would challenge that because that's a skill set that you have, probably Nick has, right? That I have, and people within maybe our industries or people that have that exploding brain, we have the ability. We're going to look at something, we're going to pivot, and we're going to leverage opportunity. And when people are out there feeling sorry for themselves, we just go, great, that's awesome. Look, we're going to take advantage of this whole situation. And then we're going to go buy, right? We're not consumers, we're producers. But the average person, no, they're consumed by media. They're consumed by what Google's feeding them, by whatever is populating on their phone. They're not going to pivot. They're going to feel sorry for themselves.
Well, that's what this conversation is for. Don't be a freaking ordinary people. Wake up, and ordinary people can be a billionaire as well if you are able to grab some opportunities.
I mean, everything that we go through now, everything that's new at one point was crazy, right? Right. Getting the plane off the ground with the Wright brothers, and ain't no one thought that was going to happen. So everything that is changing, I think Web 3.0 is interesting. When I heard I don't know the dude's name, but there was a dude in front of Congress trying to explain Web 3.0 to a bunch of congressmen, and they're sitting there, and I can see the congressman's face just like, yep, I have no idea what's happening. They were talking about getting advice on how to regulate it. But if every individual server, if every person is a host, how are they going to regulate every individual personnel?
They are able to regulate easily. They give you passports to already regulate you. They give passport you can do shit. You have to get visa to go to travel. That's another regulation. They own the military. They own the police. They governing you. When they say governing you, that means regulate you. But I really would appreciate it to see government less control, allow this technology grow. If the U.S. government do not allow this technology grow, somebody will. Russia will, China will, and some of European guys will, even some country in Africa will. Guess what? There's a lot of situation or technology or whatever in outside the U.S. already surpass us. We're no longer so-called the richest, powerful, whatever country it is. We're not. In some area, we're very behind.
So you think regulation would hamper it from growing to its full potential? You think that the government would hamper it, and so having it just reign free right now gives it more opportunity for people to get creative, for people to really start to learn more as they build upon the technology, because regulation is going to stifle it, and it's not going to make it as profitable. It's not going to be as incentivized for people to go in and work on it. The technology is just so young and so raw. It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Well, in the early age of internet, I really appreciate it. They are really creating some good environment to protect the internet, allow the internet grow. So they said the rule I forgot the name, is regulation 203, whatever, allow internet to do whatever. Later on, and even they do not even charge the tax. Allow Amazon to even have opportunity to sell you something without paying Uncle Sam any resale tax. But later on, they put the regulation on when Amazon grows in certain size, when the business grows in certain size. I understand it. But this is really the infant stage of blockchain, of Web 3.0, or even the metaverse, even the NFT. So I think I will appreciate it if I can see government give some freedom, give some a more room under the facade.
Yeah. Well, I want them to stay out of it because you got to create the index coin, the loan coin, and the insurance coin. So we need you to create all that first. We're wrapping up.
I don't think they can keep up with that.
Hey, we got to beat them. It's arms race right now.
It is. I am pushing as fast as I can, pushing our team to build the index coin. I think the index coin maybe come first instead the crypto insure coin.
When is it gonna? When do you feel like it's gonna launch?
Oh, our goal is launch August or September.
All right, next week let's definitely bring that in. Nick, I appreciate you, Mr. Bryan. I appreciate you guys.
No, I appreciate
are
you
Likewise,
amazing.
Tony.
to build up this conversation, and
Mr. Bryan, what's your website? Where can people get more information?
if people want to know me, I do have a website called Brian Zing. Brian U Zing at Brian Zing at I am so sorry.
.com?
I have
BrianZing.com.
so many websites.
.ai.
I can't even remember, man. Shoot. I will pass the information later on. I need one more business card from you, man.
Can we link
I
that?
lost the card.
Can we link that too? Link his website?
Down below.
Perfect.
All right, cool.